Royal Emperor, 6-1 shot, third favourite at this stage, behind Our Vic, 5-4, Pizarro, 9-2, Calling Brave, 8, 14, Patrick's 19th, 20-1 Bar.
And Mossy Green, another likely front runner, right up there with the pace as well. Royal Emperor on the inside, Historic between the pair as they jumped the first. Calling Brave. Our Vic wasn't that fluent at fence number 1, and neither was Supreme Prince just behind him as they race in front of the stands and head on to the next fence, the second. And it's Royal Emperor on the inside of Historic. Mossy Green is third, Calling Brave in fourth, wide of Patrick's 19th. Then Pizarro out wide of Our Vic as they take the next. Liscan or Lad towards the back with Rule Supreme, and Supreme Prince in a red and white jacket is just last. Into the back straight then for the first time, and it's the grey Royal Emperor on the inside of Historic. Our Vic is now taken out wide by Tony McCoy, possibly to get a clearer view of the obstacles. It was deliberate at the first. He jumps that one a bit big. Supreme Prince pecks on landing there. And it's Royal Emperor and Historic. Historic, Royal Emperor, Mossy Green, Our Vic on the outside as they go towards the water jump. Mossy Green stands right off it from Historic, Royal Emperor. Then Our Vic and Calling Brave and Pizarro. And now an open ditch for these novices. Mossy Green, pole jumper. As they clear the ditch, all take it pretty well. Historic and Our Vic disputing second. Our Vic going second now. Then Historic and Royal Emperor on the inside of Calling Brave. Pizarro, Patrick's 19th. And then Rule Supreme towards the back with Supreme Prince and Liscan or Lad. Climbing on the far side of the course towards another open ditch. Mossy Green continues to make it, the horse that made Pizarro pull out all the stops last time. Mossy Green over first from Our Vic, the favourite on the inside. Historic and Royal Emperor. Calling Brave in about 5th place, the inside of Pizarro in that red cap. A red and white jacketed Supreme Prince on the inner of Patrick's 19th, Liscan or Lad, and in the green out wide is Rule Supreme. Our Vic going off the 11-8 favourite here for this Royal and Sunalliance chase as they run down towards the next. This is fence number 8 coming up of 19 in all. Mossy Green taking quite a tug on the near side of Our Vic in the blue and green jacket of David Johnson as they jump this next lane fence. Historic is wider out from Royal Emperor. And then behind these, Calling Brave on the inside of Patrick's 19th. Away to the left, Pizarro, and further left, Rule Supreme. Liscan or Lad and Supreme Prince is anchored in last place at the next. And Our Vic just brushing through the top of that, and a little nod on landing. Didn't really lose any impetus though. Just another slight mistake as they run round the final turn on this circuit. Circuit to go. Mossy Green from Our Vic. Calling Brave is rather tanking along up the inside now in the hands of Mick Fitzgerald with Royal Emperor and Historic out wide as they take this next plain one. And then Pizarro, Patrick's 19th. Supreme Prince up the inner, Liscan or Lad and Rule Supreme. Racing up the hill towards the next as they make their way to the far side again, and it's the 20-1 outsider Mossy Green that continues to make the running from the hot favourite Our Vic on his outside as they rise at this next plain fence from Royal Emperor and Historic and Calling Brave up the inside. And they enter the back straight. Boys, what do you make of Our Vic at the moment? A couple of slight mistakes. Tony McCoy's giving him plenty of daylight.
Well, he's jumped in differently. He started off on the inside and got in close to the first two, and he wanted to get him out there, making plenty of use of him. They must think he's going to stay, but this is a horse that was a really good 2-mile hurdler. But at the moment, the horse in front, Mossy Green's the one who's jumping best of all.
Question with Mossy Green, will he last home? Now Vic right alongside as they take the water jump there, and they're all safely over. Supreme Prince was a bit slow in last place. Now onto the open ditch. Royal Emperor is in third. Calling Brave on the inside of Historic as they take this one. It was Mossy Green and Our Vic 1 and 2. Pizarro's just dropped off the front 5. It's got about 5 or 6 lengths to make up on them now as they go to the next plain fence. Mossy Green from Our Vic shorting up into it, followed next by Historic, and then Calling Brave and Royal Emperor the Grey on the outside under pressure now, just struggling for a bit of pace as they approach this next turn going uphill. Patrick's 19th, and then behind those is Pizarro, Supreme Prince, Rule Supreme, and finally Liscan or Lad at this tricky ditch. And there, Calling Brave has catapulted Mick Fitzgerald out of the saddle there. Calling Brave down, and now at the top turn it's Mossy Green. Our Vic stalking the leader. Royal Emperor is about 4 lengths back in third place. and these are chased by Patrick's 19th. Pizarro is trying to get into the contest, under pressure though from Barry Geraghty as they run down the hill with 3 to jump, and it's Mossy Green from Our Vic, who's 4 to 5 in running apparently. In third is Royal Emperor on the outside. He does stay very well. Pizarro is behind these from Patrick's 19th and Rule Supreme. 3 out there, Mossy Green and Our Vic. They land together there. Royal Emperor under strong pressure back in third. In fourth is Pizarro as they go down towards the second last, and the favourite just about shades the advantage now. It's Our Vic who may lift off just ahead here at the second last. Tricky fence. Mossy Green is down. The two come down. Pizarro's brought down there, and it's Our Vic in front from Royal Emperor. Rule Supreme is running on as they head for the final turn. McCoy gets to work on the leader, and he hasn't shrugged them off, and here comes Royal Emperor and Rule Supreme as they run down to the final fence. Maybe Our Vic's stamina ebbing away. Rule Supreme down the outside. Royal Emperor over on the far side at the last. 3 in the air together there. Rule Supreme out in the centre. Far side Royal Emperor. Our Vic struggling. They race up the hill, and it's Rule Supreme who's running all over the track, but he's in front from Royal Emperor. Rule Supreme is holding on under David Casey, and Rule Supreme causes an upset from Royal Emperor. Third Our Vic, he just didn't quite get home. In fourth is Patrick's 19th, and then Historic and Liscannor Lad. As ever, the Royal and Sunalliance chase, eventful all the way, and Rule Supreme at 25 to 1 has turned over one of the hot pots of the meeting here, Our Vic.
Ruby Walsh and it looked Barry Geraghty were both on their feet. There's the winner though, and another Irishman, David Casey, returning aboard Rule Supreme, 25 to 1. Royal Emperor 6 to 1, Our Vic third, the 11 to 8 favourite, and 10.